right, the Boston Celtics defeat the Milwaukee Bucks 111-105, pushing their record to 18-4. Jayson Tatum, 34, 10, and 5. Jaylen Brown had 25. Lillard with 31 points, 4 of 12 from three-point range. Chris Middleton, first game back, had 11 points. I thought he played pretty well, but the Bucks still catch an L. Watching this game, I was impressed with the Bucks. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they played really well. I thought Dame fought defensively. You saw in the beginning, the first quarter especially, they had a mission to go at Dame, to get Dame in switches. And whenever they had him in ISO, they went at him. And they did score. They scored 9 points. 9 of the first 18 points were on Dame, from what I remember off my head, just counting, watching the game. But Dame, throughout the rest of the game, he stayed tough and he played some defense. And the Celtics eventually went away from that. And the Celtics went cold. They started off 7 of 16 in the first quarter, going from 3, and then they went 5 for the next 25. They're even 1 of 18 at one point until Jrue Holiday hit a 3 to tie the game at 69. Dame, I thought, was really good. Giannis, I thought, was really good. Middleton came in. I thought he gave him good minutes. He played good defensively. There was this one lineup the Bucks threw out there where it was like Gary Trent, AJ Green, Middleton, Giannis, and Bobby Portis, and they were switching everything. And I don't think Doc went back to that lineup, but that's a lineup that I kind of want to see Doc go back to. I'm very interested to see how that how they play defensively, because they can switch everything. And it kind of seemed like that's a big reason why Boston started going cold from 3. Not the complete reason, but I enjoyed that lineup. I don't even know what the plus minus was for that lineup, but it was a very interesting lineup. I kind of want to see Doc go back to that. But overall, I thought it was a competitive game. The Celtics basically were giving Giannis, I'm going to say whatever he wanted, but they were not helping out on Giannis at all. The game plan was obviously we're going to let Giannis take tough twos, have him shoot this mid-range. Maybe if he gets to the hoop, he gets to the hoop, but we're not going to help it. We're not going to give threes to the Bucks. And that was pretty much it. It's what the Celtics do. They out-math you. And even though they were missing their threes, even though they went 5 for 25 at one point after going 7 of 16, they started off the fourth quarter hot with Tatum hitting 2 threes, one being an and one. And at the end of the day, they ran better offense at the end of the Milwaukee Bucks. At the end of the game, the Bucks had, with 2 minutes left, a Dame step-back 3, a Giannis 3. He didn't shoot a 3 all game. I think all game. I think it was his 15th 3 of the year. He missed it. He was open, but he missed it. Then you had Middleton drive to the hoop, which I thought was probably the best shot they created in crunch time at the end. He got he missed it, but Giannis got the offensive rebound, got fouled, went 1 of 2. Middleton did have Brook Lopez in the corner, or someone in the corner, and he missed them. And they also had a Dame three-pointer off of a pick and roll and drop coverage where Jrue Holiday was on the back end applying pressure, and Dame missed badly. On the opposite end, you had the Celtics moving the basketball, and even when they missed, like Jaylen Brown missed a 3 in the corner after the ball was swung. Jrue Holiday hit a floater after a drive and kick, open floater. Just you saw the difference of why the Celtics are champions and why the Bucks are still kind of struggling to get where they are. Giving grace to the Bucks, though, because Middleton just came back, and Middleton is a primary ball handler and decision maker in the clutch, and it's going to take some time maybe. Overall, really good game. I think the Bucks are good. I think we've reached a point now where it's like, okay, we can take them seriously. They lost. We can take them seriously, though, and I think from here on out, even though they lost this game, I still expect them to carry on the momentum that they had going into this game. Kwab, your overall thoughts?
Oh, it was a good game, first of all.
Yeah.
Just overall, it was a fun game to watch. It felt like a playoff game, especially I think in the fourth there was no turnovers for a while. It was just high level basketball back and forth. Like you said with the Celtics, it becomes a math problem. They shot 53 threes. I think they were 17 for 53. At times you got to try and match that with I don't want to say the same volume, but I guess hitting as many try to take as many shots, try to make as many shots as they do when it comes to that. But to me, a lot like you said, the game came down to in the fourth quarter, that little stretch in the fourth quarter, and when I was like, what the hell are y'all doing when it came up? Because look, I understand Giannis having a great season, especially he's been taking a lot more mid-range jumpers. He's been very confident in those shots. He hit some this game also. But when he pulled that for that 3, I was like, why are
He was
you...
open. Part of me gets it because he was open. But
I
yeah.
get it, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I know you're open, but I don't know, like it just felt like a bad. It's one of those shots.
Yeah.
If it goes in, great.
Yeah.
When it misses, it just feels like it hurts you so much because of how quickly the Celtics can score on the other side, on the other end, and they did. They went back and they hit a big shot. On the Buck side, Dame played really well. Like you said, he competed defensively. They were targeted him in the start of the game, and they went away from that because it wasn't working as well. And throughout the course, like I think in the third and the fourth quarter, they were trying to go more at Brook Lopez. They were trying to get the switch on Brook to attack him that way, which was in some instances it was effective for him. But it's good to see the Bucks look more like what I think a lot of people expected them to look like in terms of being competitive and just overall like not wilting when they go against a team that technically is everybody feels
They
like
look
it's better than
formidable.
them.
They look like a formidable opponent.
That's the perfect word. That's the perfect word right there. It just felt like, okay, well, this is the Bucks team that we expected to start the season. Like a team that you have Giannis when he's being aggressive, he's hitting shots. Dame being aggressive, hitting shots. Even though it was Chris Middleton's first game back, he had some very, very like great moments. Made some very great plays, as you can see, and he's still working his way back. But like it's obvious the type of impact he can have. On the Celtics side, no Porzingis again this game, which asterisk no Porzingis. No, they still did what they usually do. Like they get up to your shots, they attack. Jayson Tatum still having a great year. The little weird thing that's going on between Jaylen Brown and Giannis is funny. I think that's just, I think that's probably those like a little moment in the middle of the game. But quick question to you: at any point, did you feel like the Bucks could win this game?
I did. Yeah.
You did, right?
Yeah, I did. It wasn't a game where I was like, oh, the Celtics are gonna pull this one out. I mean, I if you would have asked me like at a time where it was tied, who's gonna win this game, I probably would have told you the Celtics. But there was a point in time where I'm like, I could see the Bucks winning this game because Boston was missing their threes, and even though the math wasn't mathing, like Giannis was playing well, Dame was playing well, he was shooting the ball well. And the Bucks, they played well. Sometimes you play well and you lose, and that's what happened. They just didn't execute down the stretch. But I thought the Bucks would win this game. I don't think at all it was one of those games where, there are a lot of games where it's like, okay, we know this game's close, but at the end of the day, the Celtics are going to win. It wouldn't have surprised me at all if the Bucks win this game.
Yeah, and would you have felt like that a month ago?
No, hell no.
Exactly.
When they played earlier in the year, we did a reaction, and that was my whole. It was like a close game at halftime, and it was like I forgot what the score was. I think it might have been tied, and I was like, nah, the Celtics are going to win this game. I don't know how, but I know they'll win this game, and it'll probably be like 10 points, which it was.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
So like, I didn't feel that way about this game at all. No, I didn't.
So I mean, to see that, you kind of see that improvement. It's like, okay, like it felt more like, okay, this is the Bucks team that has championship aspirations. So like it was good to see. Overall great game. Celtics pulled it out at the end, but it was to me, like you said, very winnable game for the Bucks. Very winnable game for the Bucks.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. The Bucks have been playing well as of late, like really well. They started off 1-6, now they're 11-10. They came into the game, I think, 5th in the Eastern Conference. So I think they're on their way up to being a top 4 seed. Even though they did lose, this is their second loss to the Celtics, do you consider this a moral victory? If you're Doc Rivers, do you go into the locker room like, guys, we played our best. I'm really happy about how we played, even though we lost. We'll get them next time.
I don't consider it a moral victory. I think it's encouraging to see like they've been playing better, and it's encouraging to see like them be more competitive compared to the last time they played them, where it was like we just said, it just felt like the Celtics were going to win regardless. Compared to this game, I think you can looking from that perspective, but I don't really think it was I can't look at it as a moral victory. How do you feel about it?
I think I have a stronger feeling than you do about the moral victory thing. I mean, listen, I'm a Knicks fan, obviously. For me, when the Knicks play the Celtics, I'm not saying I expect the Knicks to win, But if they lose, it's not, and it's like a 3-point game. I'm not walking away like, oh, well, at least we lost by 3 to the defending champions. No, that's not a moral victory. It's all right. This is a litmus test. We failed this litmus test. Let's see what we can do next time. But let's admit here that we failed. The Bucks, to me, are on the same plateau and same conversation with the Knicks, where it's like we and you have been built to be contenders. Period. You got to win these games. Not all of them. Of course, if you play the Celtics 4 times in a season, you're going to split it, hopefully, right? But you still want to go into that game expecting to win and wanting to win. And I don't want my favorite team, and I don't want the team that I root for, or if I'm a member of the coaching staff for the Bucks, I don't want my team being like, oh, well, at least we played well. No, I want you to be disappointed. I want you to know that that game was in grasp, and you should have won that game because you played very well throughout the whole game. It's not a moral victory. It's not. It's a litmus test, and you failed, and barely. It's okay, but let's not, like, I think the whole, like, this is a moral victory. I think that pretty much it shows the mentality of, like, we're not better than you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
I get that.
Like, we came close. We almost did it, guys. Like, that shouldn't be the mentality. The mentality is like, nah, we're gonna beat you, and we didn't beat you today, and I'm pissed that we didn't, but we're gonna freaking do it. Not like, it's okay, we came close to beating the champs.
Can you be disappointed but still have a positive outlook? I think that's
the
way I kind of look at
guess,
it. Like,
and maybe that means I'm contradicting myself a little bit if I say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think if I'm a Bucks fan, I'm encouraged, like you said, the word encouraged, that, okay, they're playing better. They can get there. There is some hope that they can be the team that we think they are or think that they can be. Right? It's not like they came into Boston and got blown out. The last time they were in Boston, lost by double figures, they got blown out in the second half. This was a step up. So they have played better. But at the same time, there is a sense of just kind of like, all right, this year 2 at Dame, Doc Rivers, we brought you in last year, middle of the season. Like, come on, like, show us something. Give me a sign. And the sign can't be, we lost by 5. We're getting there, guys. It's like, no, I want to see y'all, like, go into Boston, beat them, send a message. And they didn't completely do that tonight. But I do think they have established themselves over the past few weeks as formidable.
Yeah, I think that with the injuries and how the slow start they've had, they've been able to, like, establish certain players like Andre Jackson, AJ Green, just like players that you probably players that you probably didn't expect to have like an impact for the team, like at the start of the season. Well, from the outside looking in, you didn't expect like AJ Green to come off the bench and have an impact a lot of games, and he does. And Andre Jackson, he still started this game, and he always, like, on the defensive side, he's one of your better pieces. I completely understand what you're saying when you're like, you can't really have like that mentality because your viewpoint is you made the trade for Dame to win a championship. So if you're falling short in these games, you can't be like, oh, well, we did this. But the only thing I'll say, like, you have to have, especially with the start they've had, you got to try to find some positive viewpoints in the sense, like, hey,
positive reinforcement.
Yeah, just like, hey, maybe we're getting better. Yeah, I mean, maybe Doc is figuring it out for us.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? And just try to like, I mean, chip away and just to get to the point where you feel like, hey, we're gonna be that competitive team in the East. Because when we all talk about it right now is the Cavs, is the Celtics, and everybody else. So
yeah,
you gotta try to find a way to get in that upper echelon.
Yeah, I mean, right now for me, it's Celtics, Cavs. I think the Knicks are approaching that tier. I don't think they're there yet.
Psych. You would say that. Shocker.
No. A delusional Knicks fan would be like, "Oh, the Knicks, the last couple games." No, they're not there yet. They're almost there. I wouldn't put them. I think it's clearly Cavs, Celtics right now, and then it's the Knicks and Bucks working their way up to that tier. But yeah, so the Bucks lose to the Celtics 111-105. Middleton's back. Bucks look good, but Celtics still look better. Stay tuned for our power rankings. Until then, see you next time on The Dime.